Hello, hello everyone. Welcome to Frostpunk 2. New DLC came out, Fractured Utopia. It is part of the Utopia builder. They completely reworked this screen, because before these three prepare for a lot of people, prepare for a multi-year long whiteout, and prepare to have no cores for a couple whiteouts. They added two new ones. People have given up, and people are coughing up their lungs. So I'm going to be crazy. I'm not very skilled, but I'm going to be crazy, and I'm just going to do both of them. They added two new maps. Jagged Bay. This abandoned IEC site lands. This abandoned IEC site lies deep in rugged terrain, constraining the possibility of expansion. However, thanks to the nearby abandoned harbor, the area still abounds in resources. And then, though I'm going to do, because I love my geothermals, Forsaken Valley. On the outskirts of a ghost town lies an abandoned generator. Although no trees can be seen in this barren landscape, the ground hides a treasure trove of geothermal energy, which I believe means we're going to be suffering for materials. Probably going to have to build something to turn the iron deposits into materials. They didn't add any new challenges. They did add a Serenity mode, which is cool. Since we're going to be dealing with potential population issues, I like to go for Metropolis regardless, but I'm going to go for it anyways. And another new thing they added, you normally get to pick two opposing ideologies, and then it gives you a random third one. Now you can just randomize, or you can fully customize it. I'm going to go with one of my favorite factions, Adaptation, Laborers, and Thinkers, which is going to give us full Bohemians. I like them a lot because of the trust fostering, because they have two abilities. One of them just raises trust for just in general, and then if they like you enough, they make the other groups, whether it's the overseers or the remaining other groups. Since we're starting with all three of them, I don't really know who's going to be forming the opposing faction, so we're going to have to see for ourselves, you know? So it wants you to pick the order. They want you to pick the order in their way. That's funny. I'm not exactly a pro at the game, but... Oh, that's new. So just yeah, that's accurate. But I'm gonna go officer, even though I am not that good. Just a little bit of a challenge, and see, since this is community setup for me, is gonna make things a little bit easier. So we'll have to see. Alright, so in a forgotten corner of Wasteland, three separate peoples found an unclaimed generator and made their common home. We have the Foragers, natural survivalists adapted to the harsh Frostland conditions. We have the Laborers, factory workers and manual laborers, who learned you must toil together to survive. The Thinkers, educated urbanites, convinced post-Frost society must be remade through rational inquiry. And then the faction that they would form is the Bohemians, collective of iconoclasts ready to sacrifice anyone or anything if it'll make the whole stronger. Which is funny, because they really don't. They're very, very collective. Not exactly something I've seen before is them sacrificing people. Together they chose you to lead their city, their dream to develop a sprawling metropolis in this place, a safe haven for all humanity. So we have developed Metropolis, And then we have Plague. A deadly virus has found its way to the city. It will devour districts by crippling available workforce and killing population. You need to hold it at bay, find the cure, and stop it by making everyone immune to it. And then, at the same time, the Doomsayers. A group of naysayers will emerge in our city. They will sow chaos by obstructing the council, refusing labor, and seizing districts. So my guess is I'm going to need some guard districts. We will build a metropolis. Forsaken Valley. Before we can fulfill our ambition, we need to end these tales. Somewhere in the Frostland, a deadly virus has infected its first victim. In a few years, it will arrive in the city, crippling available workforce as it spreads. You will need to find and administer a cure before it takes too many lives. Doomsayers. A group of naysayers will emerge in our city. They will sow chaos by obstructing the council, refusing labor, and seizing districts. But we will overcome all challenges. So, first thing I always like to do, where are my... one here. Okay, a lot of prefabs. We have frozen forests here. A lot of toxic gas here, interesting. Okay. A little bit of a distance to our coal reserves. I need some donations. Ah, dang. Oh, this is unique. So they actually added some little things. I didn't see this before. Graffiti artists. They will fill their surroundings with art by painting on walls and creatively destroying structures. Chaos born. Others merely adapt to entropy. The behemoths are born and thrive. Every time a district gains wear, their numbers grow. Interesting. And they cherish voting as an act of self-expression and resist attempts to dilute power. More of their delegates will be hesitant about proposed laws. More of their delegates will vote nay on rule laws. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Also, there are unique districts that they will give us as we side with one faction more and more. Right now, we need housing, we need food. So... we also will need materials to keep it all working. So, let's see. Going this way for the prefabs is not a bad idea. Shelter. So once we clear out this area, we can start putting houses here. There is going to be some squalor, but we can deal with that. This is as far as we can go before we get our little outpost, our little beacon. There we go. We have the council. Let's see if we can... Right. Every time for the first time that you build this, you gotta do this. Gotta see the council. You have to acknowledge it exists before you can take votes in it. So now let's back out, and let's see if we can get anything on our side to make them happy. Yeah, I'll just give it to the laborers. I'm gonna need to be able to fit everyone in, so... Let's see if they picked food additives. Oh, right. We have some new laws. Alright, let's see what we got. So, we have the normal forged additives, where food is just... You get a small input when there's no whiteouts. Chemical additives, where they add some tolerable risk level additives. And now this is a new one. This is apparently a unique one to the faction, and holy crap. This is very interesting. Appetite suppressants. Appetite-suppressing fungi can lighten the drudgery of producing and consuming food, freeing citizen minds for creative tasks. Just don't be hungry. Well, the laborers also want this. So... Food demand per capita is extremely decreased. That means we're not going to need a whole lot of food. Let's see if they've added any other interesting ones. Looks like everything is still the same for now, but that is really, really cool. I assume every faction is going to have some unique stuff adding to a lot more replayability. Yeah, and then there's the captain. Alright, well, nobody's voting against it, technically. There's just 15 hesitants, because nobody minds. I am very curious if we will get a second faction, because who's gonna oppose if the city is comprised of these guys? 30, 39%. Aha. So we have 1% split between the four factions. Okay. The housing situation is almost fixed. Just need a little more temperature. And we gotta start that research. First thing you want to do is just start picking up these thermal vents are going to be so good. It just really sucks there's so much disease here, but apparently it is warm. Infinite food in the minor disease section. Sounds about right. Doesn't look like much, but this is going to be a massive city. Alright. Now let's see if we can get what we want. There it is. Subsidized housing. What's really good about this is, well, yeah, it's going to cost us heat stamps, which is our currency. It can shove a good amount of people in. Whereas, the two factions that don't do anything with equality versus merit, they just have normal stuff. Whereas if we had the merit building, what would happen is it would house 25 people instead of 20, I believe. But it also increased disease because we're just shoving them in. They also changed the icon of this and made it a lot thicker. They like me, so I'm going to do this. Now they're not really liking me, but that's okay. It'll come back. So now we almost have enough housing taken care of. That should take care of our housing needs for a while. It's a bit of a waste, so I'm gonna cancel one of them. Let's do that, and then we're gonna want to stretch out our coal reserves, so I'm gonna want to make charcoal soon. Oh, this is interesting. Oh, I am so blind. My goodness, I did not even see that there. Okay, so what have we got? We have, let's see. Yes, temperature. Yes. This is new. Moderate laws. Special policies which are aimed at finding compromise instead of forcing one faction's worldview. They are the only laws that do not change your zeitgeist, effectively opposing reaching a faction utopia. Signing moderate laws leads to people leaving factions' rights and lowering their fervor. Neutral communities without a preferred solution will approve of any moderate law you sign. Okay, so people have been wanting a middle-of-the-road idea, because some people just don't like the idea of zeitgeist, because it leads you to eventually just being more and more and more extreme. So this is definitely a very interesting idea. Alright, let's look at this. Each faction has a vastly different view on how your city should look. By progressing their vision, you can unlock faction-specific district hubs, abilities, and effects. Okay. Each point is awarded for reaching the required threshold with all three aspects. Okay, so as you research tech and build the buildings from their perspective, it'll give you points and whatnot. Unlock powerful laws. Ooh, so laws are actually behind a paywall, technically. You gotta actually make them like you to be able to even make the law. That is very cool. You have to do specific things, it seems. If you commit fully to a certain faction's worldview, you can reach the faction's utopia, which eliminates all tension. That is insane. Additionally, making other factions dissolve and join the dominant one. Ooh, so there's a peaceful way to do this. You don't have to do it through a civil war anymore. Interesting. Well, let's see what we have. A performance square. Bohemian Hub. Alright, so it doesn't go into an actual district building slot. You have to just build it in a space. Center Performing Arts and Creativity. Contains facilities to host performances and informal spaces for artist ateliers. Area effect. Troops are generated in neighboring housing districts with wear. Higher wear levels generate more troops. Again, ability, hold improvised housing workshops. Housing district ability, use troops to increase shelter. Wine and dine, use troops to increase relation with district's key community. Whoops. Output and demand, 6 troops, 20 material. Okay, this is interesting. So, you know, causing squalor is usually a progress thing, so I'm curious what else they've, Rage week. Declare the destruction of property lawful for 1 week of rampant demolition. Citizens will bond while venting their rage. Okay, so a slightly purge reference, I guess. Doesn't say you're allowed to kill people, so that's good. Troops are not generated by districts deactivated due to wear. Tidy up district ability. Spend prefabs to slightly decrease wear when used. Wear increases in random districts. Extra prefabs, tension is decreased. Interesting. Okay. What is this? Push district boundaries. Out of the box thinking will be used to expand district capacity without the expensive standard solutions. District will be expanded for no cost but will suffer wear. Out of the box thinking. That sounds like no safety procedures. Warren district was rent sites of disrepair to artists who transform them into living exhibits or open air galleries. Districts with wear now generate heat stamps. Ah, yes. You give the artists these little studio apartments that are falling apart and they turn into exhibits. I love it. Disorderly. Citizens learn to embrace entropy as the birthplace of creativity rather than a cause for concern. No longer increases tension. That's insane. So if you had a progress faction to get the progress technologies that usually end up causing a lot of squalor, which squalor can cause, causes wear and also causes illness. Yeah, you'll still have to deal with people getting sick, but at least the squalor itself won't cause penalties and actually causes really good benefits. Experimental harvest. Send scouts to harvest novel species of plants and fungi. Large trials will then be held to test their medicinal or therapeutic value. High chance to reduce cold, disease, or hunger. Low chance of unforeseen negative side effects. And it'll cost 10 Frostland teams. So it's a district ability. So you need to have some leftover teams to do this. Unbound Carnival. Lead fellow citizens to the Frostland, where they can freely ingest mind-altering substances and defy taboos during several days of orgiastic revelry. The participants will return enlightened from their experience with high probability of one of the following effects. Trust, increase tension, decrease research speed, increase small chance of unforeseen outcomes. Okay. Man, this is making the faction actually seem like a faction and not just like another place you can get, heat stamps from and just another group that you can convince to vote for you. Like, this is feeling very nicely fleshed out. Good making workshops. Performance Square troops will invite citizens to craft household goods with them, promoting self-expression and the dignity of labor. Turning troops into goods is not bad. Worker Awakenings. Using elements of shock therapy and guided meditation. Oh boy. Troops will force workers to strangle fears, banish weakness, and awaken their true potential. Efficiency is greatly increased, but it costs 9 troops. Insane. Embrace particularity. Embracing the many colors that make up our city will guarantee the respects of each group's particularisms and celebrate their cultures. Relations with all communities will increase over time. Relations slightly improve with all communities, but there is a slight increase in tension. Bohemian housing. Adapt district to Bohemians. Renovate and meet Bohemians' preferences and provide public spaces for performances, festivals, and leisurely mingling. Bohemians gain key presence and many inhabitants will join them. Okay, this is a way to convert people to the faction. Cool. Manifest passion. Let the community manifest their devotion to the steward through an act of passion. Offers choice to either decrease their size, increase efficiency, or gain a stockpile of heat stamps and goods. Decrease their size. Decrease the size of of the faction? Interesting. Well, we gotta unlock that. Just got the achievement, a small step. Unlock a Utopia tree idea. Let's see. So yeah, we gotta do stuff like passing school, allowing outsiders, which we're gonna need because of that disease. Oh shit. Drudgery enchains our citizen souls. Worry and fear flay their minds. Clouds of despair block all visions of an alternative future. Our troops must liberate them. Through the cracks of entropy and disarray in our stultifying shroud of monotonous order, they will pour like all cleansing rays of light. All that is solid will melt into air, and upon that ether we shall build. We must unleash the troops. Alright, and, oh yeah, Factions tab. Yeah, because, holy crap, not gonna lie, having all this be one thing, because you already start with 4 storage units, and then you have everything else you research. I'm so happy they found a way to... Yeah, this is nice. Okay, so I guess it wouldn't hurt to build this to, maybe wait a little bit until I can actually prepare for it. But for now...
Remember to eat at least once daily. Some calories are necessary.
That's amazing. Alright. Alright. Food. I do need to give them some food. That is true. They need to eat once daily after all. Okay. Actually,
our researchers have developed a new idea and await their
I'm
next
gonna put it there instead. And now that these guys like me, increase the trust. Let's give them the agenda again. 2 weeks. Let's give them the agenda. And what have we got? Community service. Ah, they always go for this one. I forgot. Whatever. I will be needing it, technically. I just would rather have had something a little bit.
Your council has voted.
Okay, so what we need right now is we need sawmills so that we can turn it into coal. So we're gonna need 50. Interesting. Didn't realize you could... Alright, my bad. That's interesting. I don't remember there being such a thing like that, where if you lower it, they just get really upset. Okay. Oh, that's unfortunate. I would have liked to have used them to get the untreated sawmill. Actually, what about you? Can I get you for an untreated sawmill. Mandatory crowding is not a bad idea. Alright, let's put this here for now. We can delete it later. I goofed up a little bit and forgot to start making some prefabrications. I'm gonna laugh really hard if I screw up because of this. I haven't played in a little bit. I've been just playing so much other stuff. A lot of Europa 4, a little bit of Dead by Daylight here and there.
Present its latest breakthrough.
Gonna laugh so hard. First thing you're supposed to do is get coal and prefabs, but hey, at least they're not getting hungry. Goodness.
The votes are in. The measure passes.
The Bohemians support the steward because of devout relations, so now they're gonna periodically make everyone else happy. Yeah, I already borked up this playthrough. I'm gonna be so behind. Yep, there we go.
The generator is off and no longer providing heat. Do not panic.
I mean, it's only, 20 Celsius below. It's okay if you're freezing, everyone just go to school.
The votes are in. The measure passes.
Too cold to make food, eh? No, just decreased. Alright, let's get that. Let's get that going. Oh, it wasn't from... Okay, it's just from the, overworking. Gosh. I'm only 1 year in and I already screwed up. I mean, it's okay. You know, it's okay. It's not like I'm playing on Captain difficulty. I'm not even playing on Steward difficulty. So it should be alright. Let's turn that generator back up. Question mark? Yeah, it's back up. I think a little bit of a overdrive will be okay. Just a little something to keep things going. And then I can use that, and then once I have research, I just need some more prefabs. Oh boy. I done gift. It's actually better to do this first, and then you can do the other thing. And now we get some coal back. Beautiful. During the warm season. Rexdale, entrepreneur, returning from the city approach trail. A profitable day. First couple were all rag and bones, useless, but then there was this woman with real ruby earrings. Ought to cover the arrival fee, I said. The wife will love those. Next was a bunch of strong fellows. I sent him straight to Elaine's place. She'll wring him dry before I get home. Lately there's been less of them. Maybe word is getting around. Gotta take advantage while it lasts. The lack of a law regulating outsiders is decreasing population growth, so if I do nothing, it'll actually decrease. Must once again ask you for your donation. So, free essentials. Basically, everyone gets the minimum they need to survive, which makes the people happy. The alternative is paid essentials, which would mean that you have to be able to afford it, which makes people want to work more. And since you're technically charging them for it, you get some height stamps out of it. But that's not the playthrough I'm going for.
Hear ye, the proposal has been approved.
Oh, and I got a Utopia point for it. Let's go. I haven't even built the original, but... yeah, I think saving resources for that is going to be really good.
As voted.
There it is. Out of the box thinking. It's so cool. You just get it as an ability. Alright. So my coal is... I can do this too. This is already getting interesting. Okay, so I already have that. Could go for geothermal, but I can't actually use steam yet. Emergency shift no longer... oh, interesting! So this was always more preferable if you were not really caring about heat, and then I don't remember what this was. I think this is the same, but this, no more emergency shifts. Yikes. It's gonna block you from doing all future stuff too, if you don't research this. Interesting. I think I need factories. Being able to get a shit ton is nice, but... Interesting temperature level. Gonna have to keep care of that. Let's make the laborers like me. So far they like me the least. I'm very wasteful in the beginning because I just kind of meh and do whatever. I am not a pro at this, and there seems to be a spot here for some reason that's just... Oh, right, materials. Okay. Once I get a bit more stuff, I'll start directly getting... Start getting some stuff. So, sorry about that, it's my Roddy. Frightened by the growing presence of Bohemians. The city is changing. We started a family here. We bore children. We toiled against the hardships like everyone else. But now these Bohemians, they walk around telling people what to do, what to think. What they spout, though, is utter folly. Against everything that made us, we will not have it. The fate of our children is at stake. We will chart the path of our course. And so we have the Overseers.
Our past is our future.
Our past is our future.
This is also a new screen. Nice little full screen. So they are the exact opposite of us. They always will be, no matter what you pick. I'm very curious what happens if I just try to go both ways. There'll probably be like a middle ground where you can no longer do so. So they want to use machines to basically replace people, because machines can work in the cold, people can't. But at the same time, they're also merit, which is basically, to an extent, it is survival of the fittest. It's basically, if you work the hardest, you'll reap the rewards. So, if you put in the work, you can get ahead. And then you have tradition, which is the old ways are the best ways. They do things the old style. They don't do anything out of the box. What worked before worked. It was just the frost that screwed everything up, is their idea. Orderly. Law and order are the bedrock of civilizations. Lawlessness must be combated. Whip crackers. Spare the rod, spoil the worker. Bolt scrubbers. A British home must be run with precision, including clockwork, light maintenance of all moving parts. They have overdrive output. Temporarily preside over industry to maximize production. And then they have two laws for them. Heated guard quarters, a sign of appreciation and a boost recruitment. Surplus heat will be used to improve the living conditions of our guards. Honor shared heritage. In order to foster a strong sense of community, we will exalt the glories past that binds us together.
We need a fresh canvas.
See, Bohemians. Right, so graffiti artists, okay. And then... yeah, okay, so that's really cool. So you can't enact it, because I assume we just haven't progressed.
Past is our future.
Let's see where their tree is. Imperial Academy, Center for the Study and Display of Mementos from the IEC engineers who built the generator sites. Let's see what the hub does. Tension in neighboring housing districts is decreased. Okay, so we normally already have a hub for that. But I assume it's because of all the other abilities as well. Memento resource. Gain powerful buffs when enough are displayed in Imperial Academies. Okay. Reveal all deposits in the city. Oh, so we're archaeology hub. Facilities to extract mementos. Oh, that is very cool. Very cool. Recalibrate generator will produce more heat from the same amount of fuel. That's really cool. I wonder if we can use that without really joining them. And then recalibrate heating hubs, which are the smaller ones. Process fuel more efficiently. Very cool. Study mementos. Imperial Academy Archivist will disassemble and study mementos to increase our understanding. Immediately research a random outcome supported by overseers. Very cool. Overseer housing gives guard squads. Very cool. In order to foster strong sense of community. Piss off everyone, but tension is decreased. Interesting. Loyal. Every relation increasing effect with all communities except Bohemians, because they oppose them, is heightened. Very cool. Let's go down here. Issue fines. Deploy guards with a quota to fine as many infractions as possible, no matter how minor. Oh boy! Costs guard scouts. Does give heat stamps. Tension is increased, but crime is decreased. Auction momentums. Ooh, nice. You can get 50 to 300 for 5 mementos. And we can look in the Frostland for them. So it's a semi-infinite resource now. Confiscate. Oh, fun. And then deploy constables. Decrease tension, but it does cost some guard squads. Very cool. I am very tempted to do this one because I fucked up. So some fuel would probably be a good thing to do. And the academy is a hub as well, so that is very interesting. How close am I to getting another point? I need subsidized housing block. I need to build one, and I need to research harvesting. What else do I need to do? Region threshold, reason. Okay, harvesting. Okay. Very cool, very cool. Okay. For now, let's keep them on our side. Archaeology hub. Yeah, just nice. Where is our archaeology resource? I don't see it. I thought it was going to be revealed, or does this one reveal? Yeah, reveal all deposits. But before I can do that, I need some more of this. I know I haven't really gone that far, but I'm gonna pause it here for now.